What is going on, YouTube? White Hair, midweek game hunting. Abysmal weather in Tucson, which is completely out of season for October. We've missed a couple weeks garage selling due to this storm-like conditions, which is just so rare. Today I have a guitar that I acquired via a debt someone owed me, and I'm going to go down to Bookman's, and the challenge for today is to get whatever I can get with that guitar money and add to my collection. Since game hunting sucked, hopefully I can add something decent to my collection, in my opinion, for free. Yes, I understand I could sell the guitar for some money, but guitars are difficult to sell. Obviously they cost a gazillion dollars to ship. This guitar is probably valued at about 150 bucks, so I'm hoping Bookman's will give me 60, 70 bucks in trade credit, and I'll add something to my collection. And I'm not leaving that store without spending all the trade credit. I don't like to go in there too often, so hopefully they have a decent selection. I can get something for my collection. On top of the guitar, I have $20 in store credit from an old trade-in, so hopefully I'll have about 80 bucks to work with, and we'll see what I can add to my collection. So Bookman's ended up giving me $55 for the guitar. Pretty close to what I expected, and we'll jump into my least favorite section of the store, and that's the DS and 3DS section. The prices are so out of control on these loose cart DS and 3DS games. As you can see, $37.50 for loose cart Pokemon Alpha Ruby, Omega Sapphire, and then Super Smash Brothers for $37.50. The game brand new factory sealed is $40. The pricing doesn't work for me. But I do find an amazing diamond in the rough, and it's a game I've been looking for a long time. Metroid Zero Mission, you can see it right there, $15.50. And here's my favorite spot of the store, the rare and collectible games. These are where most of the good titles will end up with ridiculous prices. It looks like someone donated a Super Famicom collection and Super Smash Brothers for 60 bucks. No, thank you. Jumping into the GameCube games, pretty weak collection here, and I almost passed the one good game in the lot. I'll show you that in a second, but they're all about $10 to $15 games, nothing to jump out of bed for, and considering I have two more GameCube games than I have room for right now, I can't be buying anything I don't need. But here you see down with kind of the throwaway shovelware titles, I do find the one good game in the lot, and I guess it's more motivation for you guys to always be thorough in checking for games. Don't ignore a group just because most of the games are shitty. And here with the throwaway games, Luigi's Mansion for only $19.50, which is actually a very good price on that game. It is player's choice, but it is complete and in nice condition. Jumping into the Super Nintendo games, nothing of note here. Several more Famicom games in the lot, and there are a couple decent completed in box games, but nothing I was going to spend money for. One of my favorite things in the past at Bookman's was that they didn't price complete in box games any different than loose cart games. So oftentimes you could find complete in box games for very good prices because they'd be the same price as the loose cart. Here's a really funny thing that Bookman's does, and a lot of these stores do. They price things completely differently depending on what day of the week they take the game in. Here you can see the same game for $3.50 and $6.50, and I see stuff like that almost every single time I go into Bookman's. I'll talk about an example later on in the video. And the Nintendo games, there's some decent ones, but right now I'm not collecting Nintendo. Some decent titles for sure, and In Bowden has a really funny story about a Nintendo game. I don't want to spoil the story, but hopefully he'll do a video talking about it. Basically, someone got a several $100 game for $6 at Bookman's historically, so you guys should check out his channel, and hopefully he'll tell the story one day. Jumping into Sega Genesis, and every time I walk in, I can tell if someone has donated Sega games. That's how rare it is. Unfortunately, a lot of these games have been on the shelf since June, which is the last time someone brought in a big lot. Alright, what is going on, YouTube? Back here in the other game room, the board game room. We never film in here, but we play a lot of board games in here, and obviously the actual game room is finally starting to empty out.
and it's finally getting ready to be renovated to some extent, new shelving units, and a bunch of stuff's getting moved around. So we'll probably be filming out here for a couple weeks until the game room is fixed up. The project shouldn't take too long, it's not too complex. I'll be getting new flooring in there, but that's not going to be for another couple months. But Bookmans has come through in the clutch for game hunting. The last place I would ever expect to find a good deal, Craigslist, you have better luck than finding it at these, I don't want to call them thrift stores, I don't know what you'd call them. Every place on the planet has them. They basically take trade-in, they sell books, DVDs, games, musical instruments, and then they take items from people, and they give you, usually they give you about 45 to 50% store credit for your item from what they will sell it for, and they always sell at retail. But every once in a while they make mistakes, and 9 times out of 10 those mistakes are going to be overpricing things. But every once in a while you will find a mistake where they underprice stuff, and that's where you have to have kind of a keen eye. And the last month I've had some pretty good luck there. This week I went and traded in that guitar and got $55 in store credit, slightly less than what I was expecting. I did not spend $55, that was kind of the challenge, the goal. I ended up spending 35 bucks, but if you top what I got off, what I got today with the stuff I've got in the last few days, it's actually been a pretty good month for Bookmans. And I'll start off with a really good find. I got about 2 weeks ago out with Fanta. We were out yard selling, we stopped at Bookmans because we didn't find anything, and lo and behold, Super Smash Bros. Melee for $29.50, which is an absolute ridiculous price. Now it is not complete, but the disc is in really nice condition. Well, it's awkward to do this. So yeah, that's pretty close to mint condition. This is a north of a $50 game. I have a copy mint condition, but for under $30, I could not leave this on store shelves. And the woman said that they had just put it out. I think we got this on the 9th of October. And she said they had put it out like an hour before. She's like, wow, that was fast. And lo and behold, a week later I went in, they had the same game for $59.50. So 20 bucks more, $30 more rather, a week later. So obviously someone mispriced this. I'm not sure how they price things. I know they use like a price charting website. Someone screwed up on this, and for $29.50 I walked away with like a $60 video game. In nice condition, not quite complete, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. And the next find I got probably 5 days ago, maybe a week ago. Very retail, not a good deal at all, but it's a pretty exciting game to see out in the wild, and that's Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. And I paid $32.50 for this, still from my store credit from a couple weeks ago. And it is complete, and it is in my opinion, a difficult game to find. And I say that because I've never found it before. It's in that collectible range right now where you won't see it on store shelves, and we haven't seen it too often at the yard sales. It's a valuable DS game, so for 32 bucks, I consider it a safe investment. It's going to stay that value, and it's a game I definitely want to play. I got this along with that other one recently, the spiritual like brother to this game. I forget what it's called. I can't think of it. They're both kind of set in the Wind Waker universe. Leave a comment if you remember the name of the title. Like it's evading me. I think it's Phantom Hourglass. Phantom Hourglass. There you go. This is like the brother to that. So excited to play this. Not excited about the controls. I think this is the one where they try to make you use the touchscreen. Not a huge fan of that. I'd rather stick with the basic controls as opposed to them trying to shove the touchscreen down your throat. But it's like the Wii. They had to try to use the features much to their advantage. So we'll get into the 2 finds today. One that I literally jumped for joy when I saw it, because it was #1. This was #1 on my list for games I want to find to play right now. This is #1. I've mentioned it in the last few videos, and when I saw it in the Game Boy Advance games, I got really, really excited, and a really good price to boot. That's Metroid Zero Mission, a spiritual, soft reboot of the original Metroid game, but with a Super Metroid engine on the Game Boy Advance. This is a must-own game for anyone that collects or plays Game Boy Advance. And if you're looking for a handheld game to play, you need to pick this up. And at $15.50, that's a steal in my opinion. It's going way north of 20 bucks on eBay, and $15.50 is tax-free, no shipping, nothing, because the benefit of trading in games is that there's no tax. So $15.50 flat for this game. I couldn't have scripted a better trip to Bookman's already, and I'll be playing this a ton. I don't think me or Fan has ever found this game hunting. We found Metroid Fusion, which is also a really fun game, a few times. And Metroid Fusion is its own Metroid game. This is a remake, as I said, of the first Metroid on the Nintendo, but it has the Super Metroid engine, basically. So it's a really fun game. You guys need to pick this up. Easily top 5 of all-time handheld games for me. And the last decent deal I found was a complete copy of Luigi's Mansion on the GameCube. $19.50, no tax, no shipping. I'd probably be paying about 25 bucks for this on eBay. I own the game, but I think it's disc only and it's also player's choice, so I'll be trading my copy for this copy, and it is complete. And the nice thing about Bookman's is they only accept pretty pristine items. This game is pretty close to mint condition. Close to perfect. So $19.50, no tax. This will be going on my shelf immediately. And as of now, I have $40 in store credit. If you guys enjoy the challenges where we try to find good stuff at thrift stores, this week it was trying to find $55 worth of stuff at Bookman's. I came up short this trip, but for this month I bought way more than $55 worth of stuff. If you guys enjoy the series, if you guys enjoy the concept, and you want to see me and Fanta pull it off a little bit more, leave a thumbs up on the video. I have $40 in gift cards, $19.50 and $20 from this trip. I still have $20 left over. So if you enjoy the series, please leave a thumbs up. And last thing, I want to know how many people on this channel like board games, because me and Fanta play a ton of board games, and I'm thinking about doing some unboxing and reviews of board games. Let me know if you guys like that idea, or if you want to stick to just retro video games in the comment section. And again, thank you guys for watching. Good luck game hunting for the next couple weeks, and the holiday season, Black Friday specials are coming. We'll try to keep you up to date with those as they arrive. Thanks for watching. Later, guys.